question.
I'm asking the questions for Mr. Kennedy on behalf of parents and schools and teachers all over the United States of America who deserve so much better than your leadership.
That was Democratic Senator Michael Bennet during a hearing taking place right now of Trump's Health and Human Services Secretary, RFK Jr. This hearing instantly blew up as RFK Jr. continued to spread his lies. RFK Jr. is really trying to rip apart the very foundation of our health system. And on a fairly bipartisan basis, the senators were ripping him to shreds. Next up, Democratic Senator Mark Warner rips RFK Jr. to shreds. Watch this cross-exam. Play this clip.
That seems where your emphasis is. I want to go back to just, again, some basic facts. Do you accept the fact that 1 million Americans died from COVID?
I don't know how many died.
You're the Secretary of Health and Human Services. You don't have any idea how many Americans died from COVID?
I don't think anybody knows that because there was so much data chaos coming out of the CDC, and there was so many perverse incentives. And these are model
You don't know the answer of how many Americans died from COVID. This is the Secretary of Health and Human Services. Do you think the vaccine did anything to prevent additional deaths?
Again, I would like to see the data and talk about the data.
You have had this job for 8 months, and you don't know the data about whether the vaccine saved lives?
That's the problem, is that they didn't have the data. The data by the Biden administration absolutely dismal.
So who is politicizing? You're saying the Biden administration politicized all the data? Go back to what Senator Cantwell just said.
They fired Dr.
Go to the Trump Surgeon General.
They fired Dr. Krauss. They fired all the people who questioned the orthodoxy. They fired Dr. Gruber, Dr. Krauss.
So, Mr. Chairman, the Secretary of Health and Human Services doesn't know how many Americans died from COVID. Doesn't know if the vaccine helped prevent any deaths. And you are sitting as Secretary of Health and Human Services? How can you be that ignorant? I remember when we went through the hearing with you, I asked you about community health centers. You didn't know what role they play. I've been visiting community. I'm glad you've got to one. I think in April. I tell you what I hear on community health centers, they are terrified.
Then you have Democratic Senator Bennet again. Here, play this full clip.
Are you saying that the mRNA vaccine has never been associated with myocarditis or pericarditis in teenagers?
I am simply.
Is that what you're trying to tell us?
I am simply trying to say that the people that you have put on that panel, after firing the entire.
You're evading the question.
No, I'm asking the questions here,
You're
Mr.
evading
Kennedy.
that question.
I'm asking the questions,
I
Mr.
asked
Kennedy.
you a question.
I'm asking the questions for Mr. Kennedy on behalf of parents and schools and teachers all over the United States of America who deserve so much better than your leadership. That's what this conversation is about, Mr. Chairman.
Senator, they deserve the truth, and that's what we're going to give them for the first time in the history of that agency.
Next up, you have Democratic Senator Maria Cantwell of Washington. Play this clip.
Tell discussion with you about it. You're so wrong on your facts.
You're interrupting me. And sir, you're a charlatan. That's what you are. You're the ones who conflate chronic disease with the need for vaccines. The history on vaccines is very clear. This is the 20th century. That's how many people had vaccines and had illnesses. This is the 21st century. This is the decrease, 99% down to 100%. This is what was delivered with vaccines. And you don't want to support that. You don't want to support that evidence. So yes, the governors of the West, Washington, Oregon, and California, will take up the efficacy of science. Yes, the University of Washington will deliver the science that America will depend on, because you don't want to depend on it.
Next up, you have Democratic Senator Hassan and RFK Jr. Let's play this clip.
Because you are citing data that you won't produce to the public, and you are rejecting
You're
science.
making things up to scare people, and it's a lie.
With respect, I do not think I'm the one making things up.
You are
Thank you,
lying
Mr. Chair.
right now, Senator.
Here's another part of that exchange. Play it.
This FDA relied on to change those parameters. You did it behind closed doors.
No, the
and
data's
now
all
parents,
public.
Now parents who decide that they do want their children to have
You're just
COVID
making
vaccine
stuff up, Senator.
I'm not
You're
making
just
stuff up.
making stuff up.
You know, sometimes when you make an accusation, it's kind of a confession, Mr. Kennedy. So let's just settle with this. Here's what's going to happen. To Senator Warner's point.
Another clip right here of Democratic Senator Warner. Watch him. And then RFK Jr. tries to say, oh, there's no cuts to Medicaid. What are you talking about? Here, play this clip.
They can't get to a nutritionist because Medicaid doesn't do enough reimbursement. If you're going to want Americans to get healthier, should they have access to nutritionists? Should they have access to good science about healthy food?
Absolutely.
Well, then how is that going to happen with the Medicaid cuts that are taking place?
There are no cuts to Medicaid.
Sir, that is an absurd. There is not a single, some of my Republican colleagues, but there is not a single study that does not, and I can tell you, I was in Franklin, Virginia a couple days ago. The rural hospital is going to close.
And of course, Senator Warner fact checks him and says, there's absolutely cuts to Medicaid. What the hell are you talking about? Democratic Senator Cantwell says, you say all of these things are hoaxes, which are actually things that are necessary for our health. What about the Epstein victims yesterday? You think they were a hoax? Here, play this clip.
Do you think the women on the steps of the Capitol were a hoax yesterday?
I don't know about any women on the steps of the Capitol.
The women
yesterday.
who were talking about Epstein, do you think they were a hoax yesterday?
Do I think they were
Do you think they were perpetrating a hoax yesterday?
perpetuating a hoax?
Yeah.
I have no idea what they were saying. This is the first I'm hearing about it.
You're hearing about the women on the Capitol steps saying that they believe that the Epstein information should be made public. That's the first you're hearing about it. What I'm saying is you are perpetrating hoaxes. You, as this Secretary of Health, so you're undermining the whole healthcare delivery system, and you keep trying to point to chronic disease, but you're not putting solutions on the table to cover more Americans, and you're taking away the science and technology that has made us the leader that has saved, according to the first Trump administration Surgeon General, millions of lives, and you don't want to keep that going. So no, I don't support your continued efforts as Secretary, and I definitely think that our colleagues need to rally around science. If you want the Northwest to continue to lead on all innovation and all healthy people, okay, we'll do that. But it's a sad statement for the rest of America and America's leadership on technology. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Then you have Republican Senator Cassidy right here. Now, he was the critical vote that allowed RFK Jr. to become the Secretary of Health and Human Services. And Senator Cassidy had said that he was promised by RFK Jr. that RFK Jr. would not mess with the vaccine advisory panel and would not do all of the things he's doing now. So here is Cassidy cross-examining RFK Jr. and saying, well, if you think Donald Trump should get a Nobel Peace Prize for Operation Warp Speed, which dealt with the mRNA vaccines, but you say the vaccines are killing everybody, you think he deserves the Nobel Peace Prize for killing people? You make no sense, RFK Jr. You're a quack. Here, play this clip.
Economy's an incredible accomplishment. Mr. Secretary, do you agree with me that the president deserves a Nobel Prize for Operation Warp Speed?
Yeah, absolutely, Senator. That was phenomenal.
Let me ask you, but you just told Senator Bennett that the COVID vaccine killed more people than COVID.
Wait,
that was a statement.
I did not say that.
Okay, then let me ask, because you also were
Senator, I just want to make clear, I did not say that.
We'll check the record. That's a question of fact. You also said that you were also, as lead attorney for the Children's Health Defense, you engaged in multiple lawsuits attempting to restrict access to the COVID vaccine. Again, it surprises me that you think so highly of Operation Warp Speed when, as an attorney, you attempted to restrict access.
It's another moment of that exchange between Senator Cassidy and RFK Jr. Play this clip.
Secondly, an email from a physician friend of mine. Hey, Bill, I'm not even sure what I'm asking you, but we're all confused and concerned about who can get the COVID vaccine. We are having our attorney try and render an opinion, but there's no firm guidance and concern about liability if vaccines are given to a patient who requests it, but not on the current CDC list. Pharmacists are requiring a prescription now even for patients over 65. creating a huge headache. I submit these for the record.
Without objection.
I would say effectively we're denying people vaccine.
Senator Cantwell.
You're wrong.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Following up on that same line as
Take a look at this, another statement by Senator Cassidy saying, look, my conservative friends, like this guy Eric Erickson, he's telling me that his wife, who has stage 4 lung cancer, is basically going to be killed by you. And there are millions of people across this country who are in that same position. You're killing people right now, RFK Jr. Here, play this clip.
Financial
Expert
conflict.
witnesses.
It's not a financial
Let me
conflict
finish
of
up.
interest.
Let me finish up. You also told Senator Wyden at the outset that you didn't want to take vaccines away from people. And as I conclude, I would like to say this. Because of the conflicting recommendations made about COVID. This is from Eric Erickson, good conservative out of Atlanta, Georgia, occasionally gives me help. My wife has stage 4 lung cancer. She is one of the people the COVID vaccine actually helps. Thanks to the current mess at HHS, CVS is unable to get her vaccine.
Back to Senator Bennett from Colorado, and he points out the types of people that RFK Jr. is appointing to all of these boards, people who have the most conspiratorial, false, and anti-science backgrounds. Play this clip.
Are you aware that one of the people you put on the panel, Dr. Robert Malone, claimed that the commonly used mRNA vaccine, quote, causes a form of AIDS and can damage children's, quote, brains, their heart, their immune system, and their ability to have children in the future? Yes or no, Mr. Kennedy?
And Dr. Malone is one of the inventors.
Yes or no? Yes or no? Were you aware that he had that view when you appointed him to this panel?
Dr. Malone is one of the, as I said, Dr. Malone is one of the inventors of the mRNA vaccine.
That's not
so he knows a lot more about it than I do.
Mr. Chairman, that statement is not true that Dr. Malone made, just as it wasn't true when you wrote that, quote, African AIDS is entirely different from Western AIDS. Are you aware that another one of these new members, Dr. Levy, wrote that, quote, evidence is mounting and indisputable that mRNA vaccines cause serious harm, including death, especially among young people? Yes or no? Are you aware that he said that?
I wasn't aware he said it, but I think I agree with it.
You agree with it? It's not true. It wasn't true when he said it. It is not true when you said it. Secretary Kennedy.
Then RFK Jr. says that the reason that I'm cutting the CDC is because we are the sickest country, he says. We're so sick, we have to fire people at the CDC. What? How does that make any sense? And at all? Here, play this clip.
All like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. If we don't end this chronic disease, we are the sickest country in the world. That's why we have to fire people at the CDC. They did not do their job. This was their job to keep us healthy.
Thank you,
and I need to fire some of those people to make sure this doesn't happen again.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. I have to.
Then RFK Jr. does like what Trump does all across the country. People are saying, all the doctors approach me and say, you're doing incredible work, RFK. This is what the medical profession always wanted. Doctors love me, he says, which is, of course, is false. You speak to any doctor, but if your doctor says that RFK Jr. is doing good work, you probably want to see a different doctor, okay? But here, play this clip.
All over the country, Mr. Secretary, scientists and doctors are saying otherwise. They're all wrong, too. They're all lying, according to you.
The scientists and doctors are supporting me all over the country. There is division on opinion.
I don't get letters from thousands of people who are not political saying that this set of changes is going to damage American healthcare, and particularly these healthcare agencies, for decades to come. I don't get any letters from people saying, hey, this is going to make a big difference forever.
Yeah, maybe you're listening to a selective group of people.
Well, you get me some.
Yeah, and I will.
Fine.
I will tell you what, Senator. I will put my mailbag against your mailbag any day of the week.
RFK Jr. then says that he agrees that mRNA vaccines cause death, especially among young people. Here, play this clip.
Is entirely different from Western AIDS. Are you aware that another one of these new members, Dr. Levy, wrote that, quote, evidence is mounting and indisputable that mRNA vaccines cause serious harm, including death, especially among young people? Yes or no? Are you aware that he said that?
I wasn't aware he said it, but I think I agree with it.
You agree with it? It's not true. It wasn't true when he said it, and it's not true when you said it. Secretary.
And then I couldn't help but notice that throughout this hearing, did you catch it in some of those videos that RFK Jr. could barely breathe? His wheezing was so bad, like literally. Here, play this clip.
From the news media and from any other source. And obviously the easiest thing for our Democratic colleagues to do is to scare people because that is a powerful emotion, no matter what the facts may be.
And just he literally couldn't breathe as he was lecturing people on health. Here, play this other clip right here as I guess Chuck Grassley's trying to speak. Let's play it.
Price transparency is important in drug advertisement. I know that President Trump, Vice President Vance, and you are all supportive of this effort. When can I expect action from this administration on requiring drug companies to publish the price of drugs in their TV ads? And just in case you would tell.
Then he has like a breathe bomb explosion. Here, play this clip.
Just as you've been talking about data and concern about it, the process for COVID vaccine approval was public, it was live streamed, and it was out.
And then finally, an aide comes up to him and says, all right, you got to stop this. Like, mute your mic. Here, play this clip.
Politics from science.
Senator Bennett. Mr. Secretary, in June, you fired every member. Mr. Secretary, Mr. Secretary, may I have my time back, Mr. Chairman? Thank you. Mr. Secretary, thank you for your attention. In June, you fired every member of the well-qualified.
So that's what went down in the hearing. We'll keep you posted with more on the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers, and thanks for watching.
Want to stay plugged in? Become a subscriber to our Substack at MeidasPlus.com. You'll get daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, ad-free episodes of our podcast, and more exclusive content only available at MeidasPlus.com.